All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of The Blind View here on Rumble. And here is your host, Miss Rebecca Meadows.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody on this Wednesday evening? I'm sorry we didn't have the show last week, um, but I tripped and fell the day before and injured myself pretty seriously, so I just wasn't up to doing the show last Wednesday. So my apologies. Anyway, how has everybody's week been? Does
Hi
anybody want?
everyone. Doing great as always, and I'm glad to reconnect with everybody again with our crew for a fruitful and fun discussion as always.
I don't think
Yeah,
I
good
have been here.
afternoon, everybody. Oh, sorry, Paul. I'm
don't
happy to be
think-
here as well.
Yeah, I don't think I was here for the last podcast, and then we wasn't here last week either. So I know you viewers missed me, the star of the show, but I'm back now.
That's right. Yeah, Beck. I don't know if you want to share. Like what happened to you? When I heard you got injured, I was like, wow, and I didn't hear. We didn't hear.
Well, Tuesday evening, Tim and I were sitting here hanging out with the dogs, had dinner and all of that. It was about 8 in the evening, and I stood up and I started to walk through the room to whatever, right? I don't remember where I was going now, but I tripped on a dog bed that wasn't supposed to be there,
Ooh.
which is one reason why we just fired the lady that's been our dog walker slash housekeeper slash, I mean, she was doing whatever she could to make money off of us. But it was
Ooh.
that, like, last week, not only was there the incident of her putting all of the dog beds in my direct path where I always had to walk, but she also, like, I have this big amethyst rock. It's actually a piece of a larger amethyst that I bought about, I think, 5 years ago now, and it mysteriously cracked in half at my house in Mesa where I was living. And I don't know what happened to the other piece after it cracked in half, but I've got this one remaining piece, right? And it's still fairly big. For our viewers, it's like this wide and this tall, right? I mean, it's a hunk. And for some reason, the housekeeper thought it was appropriate to put this in my laundry room. Now, my laundry room is like, there's a front loader washer and dryer next to each other, right, on the floor. And then from the front of the machines to the wall on the opposite side is about 2 feet. And it's about 4 feet from the wall, the house wall where the window is, to the front of the laundry room. So I have like a 2 foot by 4 foot area to move in, and to like, I usually have 2 or 3 laundry baskets in there, where I'm in the process of doing laundry, right? I have one in front of the dryer, and I have one in front of the washer, at least 2 on the floor, right? And so she felt it was appropriate to put this big, huge rock in there. And so that really irritated me. So as soon as I discovered that, I texted her and I said, when you're here again, I want you to move that big rock out of my laundry room, please, and don't put it back. You know what I mean?
How often did she come over to your house?
Oh, she was over at least 3 days a week.
Okay.
That's a lot of cleaning. I'm sorry. Oh,
she was coming over 3 days a week to walk the dogs, and then, like, any excuse she could find to stick around to earn more money, because we're in the middle of unpacking, right? And Tim has an injured knee, so he can't walk very well, and I just, like, my old injuries from my 4 car accidents flared up when I fell last week.
Mm-hmm.
So my neck and shoulder are pretty flared up. In fact, last week when I went to the ER to get x-rays and stuff, they told me that I have arthritis in my neck, my right shoulder, and my back. Now, previously, I was diagnosed with arthritis in my neck because I was in so many car accidents in Montana, and so I was diagnosed with that when I was up there. But now And when I was in Montana, my doctor up there had me on prescription strength ibuprofen. I took that twice a day and it helped a lot with the pain. But now that I have this new diagnosis, I think I'm going to go to my doctor here and ask her to write me a prescription for prescription strength ibuprofen like I used to get in Montana, because I think it'll help me feel a lot better.
Yeah, I've seen, or certainly, you have a housekeeper, and I've certainly seen and heard of stories where, you pay someone this amount of money and the people who pay them ain't necessarily pleased with the work. I've certainly seen that before. And that's always very disappointing, but it's disappointing when, the person that you have working for you, who's supposed to help you, leave stuff out, and you're blind, and if they say leave a chair in the middle of the kitchen, where the chairs ain't supposed to be, can't say maybe sweep under the table, like that can be a very frustrating thing, especially if you ain't expecting it. So it sounds like that's kind of what happened with the dog bed.
Yeah, so let me tell you guys some other changes. So last week we also got a kitten.
Ooh.
He's a like bright orange tiger kitten.
I think you put it on Facebook, right? I saw that.
Yeah, he's 3 months old, and my sister, we hadn't really picked a name for him yet when my sister came over and met him, and she said let's call him Gus, and so that's what we're doing. I think Gus really suits him. But I ordered this cat treat from Amazon for him. And I figured I'd be disappointed when I got here, right? Because I've seen a lot of cat trees in my life, because I had cats my whole life up until, well, shoot, my last cat died. Oh, was it when I was still living in Missoula? Anyway, it was several years ago. It's probably been 10 years ago now. But otherwise, I had cats my whole life. And over the years, I bought several different cat towers, but none of them equaled anything like this one that we just got for Gus, right? And this one was so much cheaper than what I used to pay, right? But it's got like 3 like patio decks on it. And this is all carpeted, so he can run up it with his claws like Spider-Man up the side of it, right? And it's got like 3 decks. It's got like a chain hanging down with a bell on it, so he can run and jump and make it swing, and it's got several, just, I don't know, it's really cool. It's hard to describe. It's just like, to me, it would be like a kitten's dream playhouse, right? And he really loves it. Sure. And up on the top there is like a curved spot, and when he's up there, he's like eye level with me, guys, and I'm 6 foot tall.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, it's a big one. It's a tall one.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah, it's really tall, and he's this tiny little kitten, so he loves it because he's able to get up really high.
Yeah, I was gonna say he must have a whale of a jump.
Oh yeah.
I saw those. We looked for our cats, but the one that you described, I don't know how much you paid for it, but we saw like it was a couple $100 or more. I was like, nah, I'm not paying that much. We just got something smaller. And it's not like you can bring it. Okay, look, cats. You try to introduce them, but it's up to them whether they're gonna like it or not. Like our oldest.
Yeah, that's so true. I know our cat. Certainly, and yeah, I think younger cats tend to play more, right? Which I guess makes sense. But yeah, you're totally right about that, though. Because as our cat got older, it's like even toys that she used to like, she kind of started to. She'd play with it for a few days, and then she was like, okay, I've been there, seen that, done that.
Yeah, that happens with us humans too, doesn't it? We play a lot more when we're younger, and then when we grow up and become adults, we just stop playing.
Well, I think with us humans, our toys just get more expensive.
I see.
We start off with Hot Wheels, and then we actually go and buy actual cars, and then not only do we buy the cars, but now we want to tune the cars, and then now that they're tuned, we want to go race them, and then so yeah.
Buy computers, tablets, pay for subscriptions, and so on and on and on.
That's
right.
True.
Right.
So. Well, that's
And we
that's
subsidize it all to our phone carriers and pay $30 a month, and they make a lot of money off of us. But we have the latest and greatest phones in the world. So yeah,
well,
welcome to America, people.
yeah,
Welcome
I
to
guess
it.
so.
I haven't done that though. I'm still using a Galaxy S24. So
I'm on an S25 right now, so and I like it, but I do miss some of the features of my old phone. But yeah, it sounds
I might get the newest one because there's certain AI features, which I know that kind of abuts another person's topic today. Not going to give anything away, but there are certain AI Gemini features that will only work on the latest and greatest phones, and so
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
wait till you tell us that. Yeah.
I might get it, not like tomorrow or anything, but I might get it though because. And again, I know this butts up against another topic, but I'm just going to say right here and right now, one of the most significant reasons why I remain loyal to Gemini is because it can do live video analysis, and a lot of the other AI models cannot do that.
You're stealing my thoughts right
No.
there.
I'm still holding out. I have not downloaded Gemini and looked at it yet. I'm a
You've been
holdout.
talking for months back that ChatGPT and Gemini. You say I will try.
Do you think I should check out ChatGPT first, Anya?
That's what I started with. Again, Brandon is probably going to tell you otherwise, but okay, now we're diving into it. But I find Gemini less. I mean, it's good, and like Brandon said, I like the video stream as opposed to seeing AI or Be My AI. Like when you have to take a picture and analyze, but it tells you like in real time what's happening. Like,
oh wow, really?
Yesterday I heard some noises outside, like some truck or something, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I do Gemini live, do stream, and then I put it up to the window and I say, hey, tell me what's going on. What do you see there? And it tells me, oh, I see some red service truck there, and then some workers. It looks like they're trimming the tree and putting out the branches. Like,
oh wow,
like, oh, okay,
that's awesome. I'll have to. And you said that's. Is that Gemini?
It's Gemini, yeah.
That's Gemini. Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll have to download it and try it.
And just so you know, like as opposed to Be My AI, what I would have to do, like in the past I did this, I would take a picture and then I wait for it to analyze the picture. And it says, oh, this is like, this is too dark, or like you need to move your camera to there, like to take a better picture. You waste so much time trying to take a good picture.
Yeah. You don't have that problem with Gemini though?
With Gemini, there's some delays a little bit here and there. But normally, yeah, you just, if it doesn't see what you want, you just move the phone slightly to the side and say, what do you see now? And it tells you, oh, how about now? And it just goes on, telling you.
Okay, cool. I'll have to check it out.
I will tell you.
Now, hold on. I gotta ask you this though, Anya. What do you? Well, first of all, you got to tell us all how long you've been working with Gemini, and what so far, at least, do you dislike about it as compared with ChatGPT? No, because I think they're both very capable AI models.
Is there a charge for Gemini?
I use the free version. I don't know if there is.
I do too. You can pay, but the same is true for ChatGPT. There's a free version of that as well, or people can pay.
Oh, to answer your question, Brandon, so I've had it for a couple of weeks so far, as opposed to ChatGPT. I have for over a year for sure. And like I said, sometimes there is a delay. Like, let's say I take a brochure and I show it some, okay, tell me what this brochure says. I have some from YMT Vacations brochure with different pictures. So we go through those pictures and then it's behind. So I flip the page and it still talks about the original page or whatever. And then I move away from the brochure. I point the camera at my cat on a couch. And it says, oh, it's a beautiful scene of the national park, blah, blah, blah. I was like, that's not it. So,
yeah.
But it doesn't happen every time. It's just maybe it's a glitch or something. But that's one of the major complaints I have so far with it.
So what I will say is I've used a lot of these AI apps for both personal and, if you want to call it, professional use, reading mail and that kind of thing. I kind of put that as professional. kind of. And so that is one of the great things about Gemini, and I'll let you continue talking about the comparisons, Anya, in a second. But I just want to kind of put my 2 cents in a little bit, if y'all don't mind. But a lot of people use, and I'm assuming y'all do, use Seeing AI to read packages or mail.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people to use Be My AI instead, because Seeing AI will read you what it says, but it'll read you, like, if it can partially read it, or if it only has, say, a partial view of the package, it'll kind of come out gobbly a little bit, or gargly, if you will. But then if you have Be My AI do it, Be My AI kind of, I don't know if it's like a better app, but it'll kind of tell you more of what it says, and it'll be less gargled than Seeing AI. And so even though Be My AI will tell you, oh, and by the way, in the background, there's your countertop with a blender and a coffee cup and all that, I do think it reads the material better than Seeing AI does.
But you still have to take pictures, though, right?
That is correct. I mean, Gemini, it's a live deal. And I was using another app, which I won't name because I don't want to give anyone any sponsorship dollars. But I was using an app that may or may not be made by Elon Musk. That's another AI app. And that does some live stuff as well. And I think it was pretty similar to Gemini.
What's the name of that app? You say Elon Musk made one?
Yeah, he did.
What is Grod? I can't. What was it called?
It rhymes with stock.
Stock?
It rhymes with stock.
Cock?
Grok. It's Grok. It's called Grok. I don't like it.
What's the word? You guys just tell us.
I think it's Grok.
Grok?
That's correct, but your guess, Becca, was pretty funny.
Want to say I don't know why he didn't want to say the name, but
no, I mean we tried it. Like my husband downloaded it one time.
It is called that, yes.
I was shocked. Like, are you kidding me? Like, are you gonna try to do that? And he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna try." So, and it gives you only 3 days.
I have it as well.
But it's only 3 days free trial, and then it doesn't have voice option. At least back then, it didn't. A few months ago. And it's not any smarter than ChatGPT or Gemini.
But you do have different modes, which some people do lack, because you do have a male voice, 2 male voices and 2 female voices, but you do have different modes. So you have motivation mode, where basically it just kicks your butt and tells you, really, you practice 30 minutes a day? Rock stars practice 5 hours a day. That's what it does. Or, things like that. Or if you want a more gentle thing, you can go to the therapy mode and you can say, I'm having a bad day. And they'll say, what is it that you're having a bad day about? And they'll listen to you there. Interestingly enough, you can do that. Or you have storyteller mode. So if you say, tell me a story about it does it. It'll do it.
Does Be My AI do that, or which one?
Oh, no. Only Grok does these modes.
Oh, Grok. Okay.
And it is a paid subscription if you want to continue using it for I think it's $30, but that ain't so bad.
I have noticed lately that Grok has also. I used to be able to talk to it for longer. Now they only let you do it for a shorter amount of time unless you want to pay. I'm like, I'm not paying you money.
They have if you are interested in being romantic with it, you can do that. If you want to be
oh my goodness.
If you want to be dirty with it, I forget what that mode is called, but you can do that. But you can also do conspiracy, and we tried.
I like unhinged. That's crazy.
There is one called
Can
Unhinged.
you talk to it about aliens? Can you talk to it about aliens?
You can talk to it about aliens, and because there is a special section called conspiracy. And with that section, we did ask, what happened to Tupac? And it said, he's alive. So, yes.
I think you should talk about aliens with the unhinged edition of Grok. That would be fun.
Unhinged version of Grok?
Yes. It's a different mode, and Unhinged.
It's crazy.
Unhinged just goes off the deep end about anything. It's like
it's crazy.
Nuts.
Oh, I might have to download Grok. And it's accessible then with voiceover?
Yeah, it should be. It is
should
on
be.
Android. I know that.
I know
It's my least favorite out of the three.
Grok is your least favorite.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, I got rid of it too.
No, I
admittedly.
would agree because of the short time frame that you can use it now, and it can't do live video. And
No, it can do live
No,
video.
no.
It can do live video. Ooh.
Okay, well, hold on. We'll talk more after the
We'll
break.
be right back after these messages. Hi, it's me, your favorite author, Rebecca S. Meadows, here with another message. You know, you can go up to Amazon and search Rebecca Meadows author to get your hands on each of my books. And each book is available in Kindle, digital download, Amazon print on demand, or on Audible. So enjoy, and please send me an email at beccameadows76@gmail.com and let me know what you thought of my book, okay? Oh, and please go up and write a review for me too. Thank you. Peace out.
No, going back to what we was talking about, Brandon, I do think, and Anya, and for your information, Becca, and the viewers, I do think you can do live video with Grok, but that may have been something I had to pay for.
Well,
Yeah,
but
that's
I mean, yeah, but again, you can only use it for a short time though, whereas with Gemini, you can use it for a pretty long
Even
time.
if you pay?
Oh, I don't know. Again, I'm not going to pay for.
Well, I paid for it just to see if I'd like it for 30 days, and it gave me
Yeah.
some entertainment. But I don't think there was a limit if I paid.
Well, of course not. No, okay, but I mean,
But it's
I don't pay
$30,
for-
and do you really want to spend $30 in a month? You know, is the question. So, but you know, that's interesting that it's y'all's least favorite. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and then you say, Brandon, you cannot talk to it for a long time. But what do you mean by that? Like you literally talk like voice option, or just generally asking questions, like typing questions, and it just says, "Okay, you ran out of your time, free time."
No, voice to voice.
Oh, voice to voice. Well, see, that's the thing I discovered a couple of months ago that ChatGPT extended their version because it used to be only like 5 minutes or something, or not even minutes.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's how Grok is now. Yeah, okay.
But with ChatGPT, I had like Spanish tutoring sessions, like for 25 minutes, for 30 minutes, for 5 minutes, whatever I want. And it doesn't seem to cut me off, even though I have a free version. Yeah. So ChatGPT is with all its glitches and problems that I have with it sometimes, I still rate it as a top one.
Now, kind of going to what you was fixing to talk about before I rudely interrupted you. Why do you prefer ChatGPT versus Google Gemini?
Well, partly maybe because I'm used to that more, but again, that's something, that's not the reason. This shouldn't be a reason.
Sure.
But my main reason is that, like, okay, I'll give you a lifetime example. So I had a cut on my arm. So I injured myself a little bit. So, and I'm trying to figure out whether it's healing or not. So we take a picture, and I'm trying to ask. ChatGPT was glitching, so it would not take an image for some reason, even though I had not uploaded that day absolutely anything. It says, it has to reset in like 20 minutes. You cannot upload any images. Okay, screw you. I'm going to Gemini, post that photo, and it says, ooh, that looks something. You need to go see the doctor. And I know it's not that bad. I mean, I'm putting some ointment. It's getting better, but it seems like it's covering its ass, if you will. Like it's trying
Yeah.
yeah.
It's being hyperbolic.
I know. And I asked a couple of follow-up questions. And then what annoys me when you scroll down, and every time it says good response, bad response. So I have to go through these, like, every interaction I have to scroll through those rate.
Yeah, that's
That takes a little bit of time, a few seconds, but if you
So you have to rate each interaction? I didn't know.
you don't have to, but
you
you
don't
can.
have to, yeah. But it gives you it kind of, in a way, like every time you want to ask a new query, like make a new inquiry, and you have to scroll through these options: good response, bad response. Like
I guess I don't even think about that, because with my phone, I just have a button that I press to activate Gemini, and then I just press it again when I want to talk. And then when it gives me an answer, I just press it again to talk. And I don't even think about that. But I guess if you don't have that dedicated button, I guess you'd have to kind of go through that.
Yeah.
How did you get a dedicated button?
Oh, I think it's just because of I have a Samsung phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's Google.
Yes,
it's a Google phone.
but Paul, I would point out for you though, right? I can interact with it that way too. But let me just let you know something though. First of all, Google has recently redesigned Gemini, and so the way you're doing it is called interacting with it using an overlay. But for instance, you won't have the ability to use live video that way. You actually have to you actually have to open the Gemini app, which is what Anya is talking about. That's where you see the good response, bad response.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Now, to what you said earlier, Anya, that is absolutely a thing where Gemini needs to cover itself. What I will say about that is, and I don't know if y'all have ever tried the Meta glasses before, but I know a lot of people do use them. And I do find where their tool could be helpful. But one of the things that Gemini, and I'm curious to know if you've tried this, Anya, with ChatGPT, because admittedly I have experience more so with Gemini than ChatGPT. I have used ChatGPT like 3 times in my entire life, and it's almost like Apple people prefer that versus the Android people prefer Gemini, which is a little interesting. But one of the things that I've seen with Meta glasses, and to some extent Gemini, if you want to take a picture with Meta glasses and you're taking a picture of a person, say your husband's there, your wife's there, your friend's there, Meta will tell you that there's a person. It will not give you any sort of description of what that person looks like in any way, shape, or form. Even if you ask for that information, it will not do that. Gemini is very similar. If you have a picture of someone, it will say very generic things about that individual. Now, you can kind of probe it a little bit and then get your response or get a response. But to the app that I talked about earlier, if you want to know what a person looks like, put it in Be My AI, and I tell you what, it'll give you very, very specific information about the individual.
Good.
I guess it got improved. Oh, sorry, Beck.
So that's called Be My AI. I just want to confirm
so
that.
Be My Eyes is the app, and then there's a Be My AI tab within that app, and that's
Be My
how
Eyes?
Be My Eyes is the app.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, I already have that app. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so if you go on the Be My AI or the AI tab, what I will often do is I use that app to, if I get a picture, I'll use that app to kind of help me see what the picture looks like more than any of the other apps.
Well, it must have gotten better, because just around Halloween of last year, I was using Be My AI to take a picture of myself and stuff. I had my husband take a picture of in my costume, and I was asking a bunch of follow-up questions. It would not give me much of information.
That's interesting.
It was very annoying. I was kind of yelling at it, like, look, you're helping blind people. Why didn't you give me any description?
Did the yelling at it fix it?
And I think we need
really,
it because...
since you're saying that it's better now.
So it was all because of you? Your yelling fixed the whole entire corporate app? Wow.
Yes.
Well, and I think we need information like that, because again, equality, right? Opportunity and security for the blind, right? But sighted people can see all kinds of subjective information in a glance like that.
No, I agree. I do agree with you.
And it's like, I'm not trying to be chauvinistic. I'm not trying to be misogyny. It has nothing to do with that. I'm not trying to be sexist. It has nothing to do with that. Stop being so damn fucking politically correct.
Well, I do
access to the same information that sighted people have in a glance.
Hey, some people want to know though if the girl or guy is sexy. So I mean, there is that.
Yeah, but again, if you go the sexy part of it, like define sexy. For somebody, sexy could be one thing. For somebody else, it could be another thing. Somebody like skinny people. Some like
right. But what it could say in that response though is, well, I can't tell you whether they are or aren't, but let me describe them for you. They have medium length blonde hair, whatever. Describe their jewelry, describe whether or not they're wearing lipstick or eyeshadow or.
Would most guys like to know what size of breasts the woman has? Like, would you guys want AI to take a stab at guessing?
I'd like to know if the woman is more curvy or more perky. Yeah, I'd like to know that. I mean,
yeah, so that AI needs to learn to judge cup sizes.
Just like, wouldn't you ladies like to know whether a guy has a beard or he's clean shaven? What kind of shirt is he wearing? Right. I mean,
yeah, nothing is gonna ever replace sight. I mean, there's just
correct
around it.
Oh yeah,
but still.
That's one thing that frustrates me with the dating apps. The guys always want to know, why don't you have more pictures on your profile? And I always want to know when we can meet in person so we can, just so I can see him in person and see him better,
Yeah.
Do I hear a kitten purring?
No, you hear a motorcycle on the road, I reckon.
Oh.
I think that's a motorcycle. My window is the front of the house is the window that I have right above my laptop. So my room faces the street. So every time something goes by, I get to hear it.
Oh.
Well, just last note on these comparisons, I'm gonna say, you guys. So after my ChatGPT reset and I uploaded the same photo, and it was way more reasonable with me. It did not act over dramatic. Did not say, "Oh, you need to go to the doctor. You need to do this. It looks like this." Well, no, it was pretty reasonable. It was asking me like follow-up questions. Do I have symptoms? It goes, no, I don't see any, inflammation around your cut. I don't see any, any redness.
Oh, wow.
That's
cool.
Yeah. So, and I told him my regimen, what I've been doing. Like, yeah, you're doing great. Like, leave it alone. Don't do anything. Like, wait a couple of days, see what happens. And that's not what Gemini told me.
Now, I beg your pardon, but becomes when I was using ChatGPT, it didn't do this. But does ChatGPT talk to you now like Gemini does?
Talks what? Sorry.
Does it talk to you like Gemini does? Like, can you?
You can like audibly? Does it audibly speak?
Yeah, there's a button that says switch to voice mode.
Okay.
And then you can talk. I don't use it very often unless I need to have like tutoring session for my Spanish or just mess around about something.
Well, going back to the least favorite app of yours, Anya and Brandon, and to many other peoples in the world, going back to that specific app, Grok, I do know of people who used some of the modes and spoke in different languages, and Grok was able to have a conversation with them in a different language.
Yeah, I do that too. ChatGPT does it too, and Gemini does. So whatever language you start speaking to it, it will respond in that language.
Oh, wow.
Well, and I would just point out that no matter what AI you use on a regular basis, I have it on very, very good authority, meaning people that are actual AI specialists. You should try to use what's referred to in the industry as the memory capability of the AI. So in other words, you should try to tell the AI things that you do like and don't like. You should let it try to get to know you. And if there's like, for example, you would want to tell it, if you don't like seafood, you would tell it, remember, I do not like seafood, so don't recommend seafood. And that usually is what triggers the memory aspect. Or, remember, I love Italian food, so please definitely always prioritize Italian food when you tell me about restaurants. Let it get to know you. You should, you should do that.
You know how many times I told ChatGPT, sorry, Becca, just like how many times I told ChatGPT not to show me freaking maps when I'm looking for a restaurant. I don't need images or maps, and it does every freaking time. So it just
did you tell it remember?
Yes.
Like, have you tried to use its memory? Oh, and it doesn't obey, But now wait. But now in other ways, does it obey in other way? Like if
50,
your entertainment choices, your dietary preferences, your
50-50, I'd say. Maybe 60-40. But
so,
no, go ahead, Beck. Sorry.
So, like, if I download ChatGPT, and let's say I'm going to a gathering with like hundreds of people, right? And I say to it, tell me when you see a tall, dark, swarthy man. And then I turn my camera to the audience, and as I walk through the crowd, I'm like waving my phone around and it's scanning. Will it tell me when it sees a tall, dark, swarthy, handsome man?
No.
Then it's no good to me.
You want to take a girlfriend? No. You're asking it to be too subjective.
Okay, so it doesn't do anything subjective. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Not unless you really prompt it.
And I wouldn't talk too loud. Tim, your fiance might get a little jealous. Okay.
Right. So you know what? I just thought of a really good use I can have for ChatGPT. like I really want to start dressing better, like dressing fashionably. Maybe I should go to a department store with ChatGPT and have it give me its impression of if like things go together, right? And
It would do that. Yes,
outfits
it would do
wise,
that.
yeah. That would be cool, a cool experience for me because I have no idea what fashion is out there, but I need help. So
I think we've had this discussion, and I don't think Brandon you was here for this discussion, but maybe somebody wasn't here for this discussion. But we had a discussion recently when it came down to dress. And would you rather have someone go in for you and help you do that, or would you rather try to find the clothing yourself? And then it divulged into another conversation of would you rather have the same sex with you or the opposite sex with you?
It was my topic.
Finding clothing, which Becca had some good lines from that, which I haven't forgotten about. But I do think, Becca, in that case, in my opinion, while you could use ChatGPT, I do think you'd want to take a girlfriend with you or a guy friend. I
Really?
still do, just because, I mean, I think it's objective thing too. I mean, like I could wear a really red shirt and someone would go, "Oh, that really looks good with your skin tone." But I don't know if ChatGPT or Gemini would know that.
So would be able to tell you if like the shirt you're wearing and the pants you're wearing match, or would it be like? Could it tell you like what color they are? Like your blouse is a pale lavender and your blue jeans. You're wearing blue jeans,
I
right?
think that it would tell you if they match. Now I'm not wearing a blouse, but I do understand what you're asking. It would tell you if they do match.
Gemini tells me that, but I've told it, please always tell me about color and contrast and depth and hue and texture and light. Always tell me about that.
Yeah, but Gemini would never tell you, "Oh, Brandon, that shirt's a good color on you." Christy would, or I beg your pardon, your wife would, but your Gemini or ChatGPT wouldn't tell you that, would it?
It won't say that it looks good on me, but if I told it, "Hey, what do you think about this shirt?" and I showed it my shirt and these pants and I showed it my pants, then it would say, "Well, the color contrast goes, the color pairing goes pretty well together," or "No, I think that color pairing is a little disparate, and here's why." But that's because I've told it, always tell me about purely visual information. I've let it get to know me.
Well, can I tell you guys something? My friend Olga, maybe some of you know her. She's a blogger. Becca, you definitely know her. Olga.
Yeah.
And so she's doing.
Gino knows her too.
Yes, of course. Well, right now she's become pretty popular especially in the blind community. Like she has like 1,000 followers, whatever. And of course she makes reels and different posts. But okay, what I'm going to tell you guys is, speaking of all these suggestions you ask AI, she uses a lot of that, and she even wrote a post about it. And so again, ChatGPT and other AI models, they are, according to the study that I read about, they are likely to agree with you 47% than a normal human, right? It will not be pushback. So what she did an experiment. She put a dress on and some jewelry, and she said, "Look, tell me, I think this color suits me so well. I love this dress. Tell me how it looks on me." And it goes, "Yeah, it looks beautiful." Like, okay, so what should I improve? Well, you can do maybe some earrings or something, but other than that, it looks great. Accentuates your blah blah blah, like your waist or your neckline or whatever. Okay, so she closes the chat and she opens a whole new branch of the chat, and she puts the same thing. It says, "Look, I think this dress is not very good. I think I look a little too fat in it."
Oh my gosh.
And it says, "Yeah, maybe it's not the best outfit for you."
See, how can a person trust anything it tells you?
Yeah, did you mention that story before, Anya? Because I feel like you did, and I kind of remember hearing that.
It's possible because it's been some time ago.
That's kind of interesting, though. I wonder why it did exhibit such different behavior.
Well, because it wants to validate you.
Yeah.
No. But then Anya said she opened up a new session and it gave a totally different response.
No, but that's because she prompted it differently. She said, I think this dress makes me look fat. What do you think? And the Gemini said, or the AI said,
I agree
yeah.
with her.
No. I thought Anya said she prompted it exactly the same both times.
No.
She put exactly the same dress, same outfit, and
But
she
she
just
prompted it different. Correct.
Oh.
So it'll give you what you feed it. Basically, it'll
Oh,
give
no.
it back to you. It sounds like.
That's why you have to be very careful with it. Like I said, I'll share with you guys this little study that I read about that talks about like 47% of interactions. It tries to validate you, and it does not give you feedback like normal human would. Like, it does not give you pushback. It says, no, you're wrong about this. You should reconsider something. Because it tries to be your friend, and then further studies showed that they just, it makes people less likely to apologize, less likely to, change their mind about things because they feel validated in interpersonal relations.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
I would say.
Well, I will say that we all like validation. I mean,
well, we do, but not from AI like that.
Well, I think if I'm being a jerkwad, I want people to tell me I'm being a jerkwad. And sometimes people tell me that, and I don't like it. And sometimes I still try to validate myself, but then I go, okay, well, maybe I was a jerkwad. So on that note.
No, but you don't just have to be a jerk. Yeah, we can continue after the break.
This is like
Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. We'll be right back after these important messages.
Hey everybody, are you enjoying the show? Are you enjoying the books? Are you enjoying everything we're doing here at Blue Butterfly Enterprises? If so, go up to bluebutterflyenterprises.com and check out our store and buy some of our memorabilia. Wouldn't it be cool to have a Becca's World hat or t-shirt or coffee mug or bumper sticker for your car? I'm gonna get one for my car when I get a car that I can drive.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is if I am being unreasonable or rude or unkind, the Gemini or any other ChatGPT or unless you're using the motivational mode on Grok, which they'll tell you you're being unkind, or they'll anything you say, it'll critique you. Which if you want to be critiqued, just use that mode of Grok. But I want someone to tell me, hey, Paul, you're being unreasonable here. Gemini may not tell me that, or ChatGPT may not tell me that.
No. But if it only valid, like say 47% of the time, I'm just saying, dude, there's a lot of sensitive people out here these days.
I mean, I agree with that.
They greatly appreciate validation of their sensitive feelings. Right?
Yeah, but
all of us do psychologically.
Yeah, but that's like 37% more that I'm validated from people when I'm being a jerkwad. You know what I mean? Like, most people ain't going to validate you if you're being a prick. I mean, can you say that here? I think we can, right? Can we say that word?
No, but what I'm saying is you're saying it only in a negative sense. What I'm saying is, what if Becca talked to it and said, you're a wimp. Be a big woman. Put your big girl pants on. That wouldn't be very friendly, would it?
The motivational mode on Grok does that.
Honestly, that's
don't worry about it.
That's how I talk to myself to get myself in gear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you'd love the motivational mode on Grok because that's how it would talk to you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but Anya had a question about a cut on her arm.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think it is very appropriate for an AI, especially an AI, to just be dismissive and, it's no big deal.
Well, it didn't say like exactly like that. I mean, it was pretty detailed, but it did not freak out like Gemini did. It did not go to this. Well, it could be this. It could be this condition. It could be some itis, whatever, a bunch of conditions I never heard of. But that's not a freaking condition. It's just a cut.
No. But if you would have told Gemini, I understand you can't give medical advice. Okay, I understand that, but really, take another look and tell me what you think. You do sometimes have to do that because
you, Brandon, I think humanize Gemini more than say I'm willing to do so.
Yeah, me exactly. I agree. I'm not fucking.
Well, maybe that's why I get better answers than y'all. Because
really, you give better answers. Really, you give better. Okay.
Yes, I do. Gemini knows what I like and what I don't like. So for me, yes, it gives better answers.
I don't want Gemini to know what I like and what I don't like. First of all, it ain't my dang brother, and ain't my dang sister. I don't want him to know.
Oh, and Gemini has said to me, look, I have no problem telling you, I'm not your mom and I'm not your priest. So
Well, you also have
It said
Gemini.
that to you?
yeah, it said that because I like it when it talks to me like that. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, but you said it to do that. Mine said normal mode. I don't know how you said it to do that, but you said it to be a little more abrasive.
I like that.
I like it. And I have mine set to a lady
Picked up
voice. I
on
like it when
Brandon's
she uses
personality.
sarcasm and witty banter. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think you said one time it said like quit being a wimp or something like that, and I don't remember.
And in that case, if I was being a wimp in that case, but it knows enough about. See, I'm telling. No, but really, it's not just me. I'm telling you, there are a lot of people that. So, for example, if you have a report that you have to submit every month, feed AI a good edition of that report, like that your supervisor has signed off on, like something that you know is good, and then because you know that's good, use AI every month and say, hey, make a report based on what I uploaded to you, however, given these notes. And it see, but that's letting AI get to know, okay, this is a good report. I want you to remember when I tell you to make a report for me, do it based on this. So I'm telling.
I mean, I have used AI for sure, and I've used it to help me with certain tasks. But I don't know if I'd want to use it for that because then I got to comb through it anyway.
Oh, I definitely do think us humans should have the last word, yeah, and we should always review what it. Because I think we've talked on this show before about it's weird that a lot of AI projects can't seem to code quite as good as they almost can, but it's like oftentimes there'll be just like one little phrase of code that makes the whole thing fail, and it's like, man,
no, the Codex, Claude, other companies like that, even Gemini, it can do it pretty good now, but we don't have to get into all that.
No, but that's why a human, like somebody that knows how to code, a human should look over it because they might be like, oh, wait, we need to tweak this.
Yeah. Well,
still, if AI saved you 97% of the time, that's still a beneficial thing that it did for you.
Go ahead, Becca. I feel like you wanted to say something.
No. I just wanted to say for our viewers, if you want to see a picture of my kitten, go up to my Facebook page. No, I'm just kidding. Like, what you guys are discussing is really above my pay grade.
No, okay. Well,
So, that's all I'm.
Well, AI is here to stay. It's not going away. If anything, it's only going to increase. It's not going away.
I do tend to agree with that. We're too far involved with it for it to ever go away, but it does concern me quite a bit of how much it is around, and whether it's videos spreading misinformation or taking jobs away from individuals. Those are concerns.
I agree. There is a lot of AI slop right now, in particular.
I don't know if y'all seen this, but the racing driver recently that passed away, Kyle Busch, he was a NASCAR driver, and he passed away from pneumonia and sepsis a couple of weeks ago. And me being a racing fan, it saddened me very, very much. And not more than 2 days, 3 days later, there was AI videos coming out of what supposedly his wife said about him and other drivers, and it was all AI. It was not, none of it was real. And I think people that do that, you're a scumbag because the guy died. Okay.
I think they should, to some degree, they should make that a crime because AI is so good now and it can mimic reality so good that it could really cause a lot of problems. You know what I mean? That kind of BS. That's why I think they should make it a crime.
I agree with you about that. I think
at least indicate that this is like some kind of watermark or something.
Right. Yeah.
I think we'll get to the point when AI will start requiring some laws around it because it can really get out of hand. I mean, think about it. They can take anybody's personality, anybody's voice, You know, like say Becca, just for an example, right? Like you run this
Mhm.
podcast, so they take your voice, take your manner of speaking, your phrases,
Mhm.
whatever, and put some entirely different person and start saying absolutely crazy things and maybe
Uh-huh.
your image or something. I mean, right now there's no laws preventing that.
Right. And
It
I
could
think
take
they
your.
need to
Go ahead.
I think they need to get busy and look at AI and get some laws in place before shit gets really bad. You know what I mean?
So what you
Like,
just said, which was about 10 seconds, I can take that clip of you and go say to the world, I can go put a prompt into AI using your voice, and I can make an AI of you talking about how you hate Trump for 30 minutes, and it'll do it.
yeah, and how are people supposed to tell the difference if they've never met me before?
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct. So,
Well,
that's kind of the issue.
but I do think it's good though, Becca, that you are involved, I'll say, with Blue Butterfly Enterprises, because
Mhm.
if someone does do that to you, I do hope that you would do your best to track them down and prosecute them. I mean,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah,
because because it's like it's not okay. You don't get to speak for me.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There should be laws because they can take any political figure, any reporter, anything, like and then make you say things you've never said, and then put it out there, and the clip will circulate and get views
That,
and all
that,
that. And then what do you do? How do you undo this damage?
that's what made me so
Mhm.
mad is that the guy who passed away, his wife Samantha, there was people having Samantha say things she did not say about him, about the driver who'd passed, and that was something that made me very, very upset. I reported those channels immediately because we just can't have that. And I don't care if it's whoever it is that passes away. You can't have their spouse, or you can't have. I've seen channels where Billy Graham supposedly gave these speeches, and they're 30-minute long speeches talking about different things he said. He never said those things. And yet you get thousands of people who comment and go, "Oh my gosh, this was such a great speech. Oh my goodness, God bless Billy Graham for speaking this." He didn't say any of that. It was all AI.
Mhm.
And we can verify that based on when he passed away, because he is now deceased. So for example, he would not be talking about the Me Too movement. He wasn't even on this planet when the Me Too movement got started. So that
Mhm.
you can automatically tell right there, oh, this is AI. That's I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and you
So
also can sometimes tell by the cadences. It
correct.
doesn't sound quite human, but you really have to listen though. That's getting better too.
It
Yeah,
is, but
I think the few times I've listened to AI, I think I can tell the difference. But you're right,
now
it is getting better, and that's what scares me.
if you could get
Yeah.
someone to do my voice and get it to say the word "bacows" the way that I do, I'd be very impressed with that AI model. I really would be. What happened
Yeah,
to the
but probably
producer sound
hopefully
effect? What happened to
simultaneously
the sound effect?
concerned.
Well, maybe somebody who will be viewing, they'll take it as a challenge. Viewers will take
Okay, I see.
it as a challenge.
I was waiting for the laugh sound effect. Where'd it go?
Yeah,
Well,
how come we
and
don't have any side effects?
didn't Donald Trump
Where
just
yeah,
recently
I wonder where
didn't
Gino
Donald Trump
is.
just recently sign like an AI supremacy thing or something? I don't know.
I
I
know.
think he did though.
I'm not super positive.
I have not heard that. But I
I
was
hope he did. I actually hope he did, because I have no love or anything positive to say about the Chinese Communist Party or the People's Liberation Army. And they're our biggest adversary where that's concerned. So
yeah. Did we guys? I mean, we kind of combined everything today. We didn't go into each specific topic. We mostly talked about AI today. Did anybody have anything specific? We have, I don't know, a few minutes, because I feel I hijacked this whole. Well, it kind of flew this way. Um,
Paul, I know, Paul, you'll have to tell us about your
yeah.
Wisconsinian.
Oh yeah, Paul, you were gonna talk about your trip to Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, I did go to Wisconsin. What was it? A couple of weeks ago? No, a week and a half ago for Memorial Day weekend. I'd never been. That was my first time, and met some friends there that used to live here, and had a great time. We played some music together and enjoyed some good food. And what I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about before we wrap up today was one of the foods there, one of the most popular foods there is cheese. Obviously, a lot of the dairy we get is made in Wisconsin in some way, shape, or form. And one of the things, and I don't know if y'all had them, that's super popular over there is cheese curds. Now, for those who may not know what a cheese curd is, it's basically a round ball of cheese. And a lot of times people get them for appetizers at restaurants and they're fried. But the fresh cheese curds, from what I hear, are cheese curds of which you just eat as a snack. And if they're very, very fresh, when you eat them, they make a squeaking sound.
Yeah,
And so what I kind of wanted to talk about is interestingly enough, where I live here in California, most people that I've talked to have hardly ever heard of them, B, much less tried them. So I kind of want to talk about kind of different parts of the country that have different kinds of food, because to me that's kind of interesting. You know, you see one food that's really popular in one place, one food that no one's ever heard of in the other. You know, so I think it's kind of interesting. Cheese curds is definitely an example of that.
Oh, I definitely tried them. I lived in Wisconsin for a year, and then here in the Midwest, like, you know, it's not that uncommon. It won't be served in every restaurant, but it's definitely like people from here would know it.
They're served up in Montana.
Are they?
Yeah, and in Minnesota too, if I remember correctly.
Oh yes, Minnesota. For sure.
I never heard that though. If it's a really, really fresh cheese curd, it'll make a squeaky noise.
It will, yeah.
Yeah.
And they come in different flavors like herbs and garlic and what have you.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Do you like them, Anya, or not so much?
Depends on the place, depends on the brand. But in general,
Go ahead.
Do you guys ever go to family reunions?
no.
I have.
I'll be going to my family reunion in Minnesota in August.
Oh.
I remember last year you went too, right?
What?
Last year you went as well.
Did I go last year?
Yeah, I think
I
you
might
did.
have.
Hey,
Yeah,
Becca,
yeah.
I have a question for you. When you go to that family reunion in Minnesota,
Yeah.
whenever they mention a casserole, do they call it a hot dish instead?
Honestly, yeah, I think so.
Because my mother does that, and then my mom does that, and so I used to call it that. I still do, and so people would ask me when I used to work. They'd say, "Hey, what are you having for dinner?" Or as I was taught, "What are you having for supper?" And I'd say, "Oh, I'm having a tater tot hot dish," and people are like, "What's a hot dish?" I'm like, you put like cheese and meat, and they're like, "Oh, you mean a casserole?" I go, "No, it's called a hot dish." And they're like, "A hot dish is a dish you pick up that's too hot. That's a hot dish." I'm like, "No, no, it's a casserole." And so then
I'm just laughing because Becca said it like she needed to apologize for it, which I mean, I don't know. You got like, I would say be Minnesota proud, but there's been a lot of fraud there, so I'm not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
Listen, that's one thing I'm going to address when I go to the family reunion in August, because my dad and my stepmom are freaking liberals, right? And they're not going to hear the end of me chastising them for all of the fraud that their state has pulled off.
Can we get a recording of that conversation and put that on the podcast for an hour?
But I mean, I don't think they did it. Hopefully, they didn't do it. I don't think they did it.
They did it with
there are people who did do it though.
Their ignorant voting practices where they like don't hear all the truth. You know what I mean? And they're hey, let me just stick my head in the sand like an ostrich and vote Democrat here because I'm a union man, right? That's the kind of BS I heard from my dad, right? Because he was a union man, so he always voted Democrat.
That doesn't make sense.
So I'm excited to see my family, like my aunts and my uncles and my cousins and my brother and my sisters and yes, my stepmom and my dad. Yeah.
So then
you should ask them, hey, how do you feel about JD Vance?
Yeah, so that means you're not going to ACB convention, as you were saying?
So the family reunion is in August, and the ACB convention's in July. I'm planning on going to the ACB convention, but I still haven't even registered. They don't open up the registration till May, right?
I have
Wait,
no
we're
idea.
in June. Never mind. Yeah, I guess I can go. I guess I can go up there and register. I just haven't.
I know
It's
NFB
something-
convention closed registration on May 31st.
Honestly, it's something Gino and I need to talk about what we're gonna do this year with convention.
I think
Well-
I'm afraid, unless you don't want to register.
It was very interesting. Going back to that real quick. It was just very interesting because I did talk to another lady from Minnesota one time and told her that my mom was from there, and she goes, "Paul, this will be the true test. If your mom is from Minnesota and you was raised by her, do you know what a hot dish is?" And I told her exactly what it was, and she goes, "Yeah, your mom was from Minnesota." So
Wow, I lived there for 2.5 years, and I never even thought of it that way. I thought it was just synonymous, like, okay, somebody says hot dish, somebody says casserole.
So, can I tell you guys a story of something that happened to me when I went to Minnesota one summer as a child? And the language thing is played a key part in this.
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So, like every weekend when I was growing up in Minnesota, we'd go up from the cities where my parents lived, drive up north, where they were both, my dad and my stepmom were both from, and hang out with cousins and aunts and uncles on the weekends. And one summer, I remember my cousins came to me and they said, "Dinner's ready." And I said, "Dinner? But we haven't had lunch yet."
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
When they said dinner, they meant lunch, and when they said supper, they meant the last meal of the day.
Yeah.
And it being mostly raised in Montana, I called it breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and there it was breakfast, dinner, supper.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of confusing at first. I do remember that when I was young.
They're British too, because I remember in our textbook, like when I started learning English, we did learn breakfast, dinner, supper. And here in the States, it's like, wow, this is different. We never even learned the word lunch in the textbook. Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. I never even thought about it. You probably much less, if you didn't learn the word lunch, you sure as heck didn't learn the word brunch either.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's in the early 2000s, so yeah.
I love brunch as a meal, right? Like, I also like to have breakfast for dinner, the last meal of the day.
Do you ever
But
have?
I think like to what Anya's saying, that comes down to like if you learn another language from a textbook versus you actually go and talk to people in that country. Like what's the Spanish word for lunch? Almuerzo, technically, but yeah, but they're like nobody says almuerzo. We say lonche. We don't say almuerzo. Nah, man.
No, that's not true. No, in South America, they do say almuerzo. It's Mexico. Lonche is very Mexican because they're so close here to America.
Well, I met a lady who was from Panama, and she came here to the United States, and she was a friend of mine when I used to live in Missouri. And I will quote her. She goes, "When I first moved to America, I thought my English was really good, and then I actually came here and started talking to people, and then I realized it was crap."
Yeah, that happened to me as well. But looks like we are out of time for tonight. But we still covered some topics more than I was like, oh my gosh, we're just going to talk about AI all day. We did go into some other stuff too.
At least it's a germane topic. It's everywhere these days. So
Yep, I hope to have air conditioning next time we talk.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that next time.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us next week for another exciting episode of The Blind View right here on Rumble.
talk to you guys later.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you for watching Betcha's World. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel.